Here we're asked to find the domain of the following expression: the square root of the opposite value of x plus the square root of the quantity x plus 1. The best way to start out a problem like this is to take each of these expressions individually and find their domain. So looking at this first quantity, the square root of the opposite value of x, we know that any positive number that we make for x is going to make the quantity under the square root a negative number, which we cannot solve because we know that the domain for a square root is all non-negative numbers. So what this says to us is that there are no positives here, which means x has to be less than or equal to 0. Because remember, if it's 0, we can take the square root of 0. Looking at the next one, square root of the quantity x plus 1. We know that if x is equal to negative 1, that's going to give us the square root of 0, which is just 0. And anything less than negative 1, that's saying numbers like negative 3, negative 5, and so on, smaller numbers like that, will make the number under here a negative value, which we cannot take the square root of. Anything that is greater than negative 1 will give us a positive number. So that says that x must be greater than or equal to negative 1 in this case. So looking at these two things and piecing them together, we can say that negative 1 is less than or equal to x, which is less than or equal to 0, and that will be our domain for the expression.